Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to do some fun stuff on FitnessPal. So since we are getting into month 2, we are going to start watching macros. Now notice I said watching macros. I didn't say counting macros. I didn't say manipulating macros. I said just watching macros. And this is really important because it does take at least a couple weeks of watching them before you master moving them around. If you try or attempt moving them around, manipulating them, before you understand them, you will lose your mind. So please don't do that, because if you lose your mind, then I lose my mind. So it's not good. All right, so here we go. I am going to share my screen, and then you will no longer see me, but you will hear me. And here we go. All righty. All right, so I am now on FitnessPal, and I think I might be able to even stick me in the corner there. Perfect. All right, so I am now on FitnessPal. And what we're going to do first is we are going to go to goals, and I am going to show you how to change your goals, which is in settings, to reflect the amounts that you should aim for. If you are a newbie, at the top of your month 2 plan, you'll see that it says what you should set your new goals to. Now, the thing with MyFitnessPal and MyFitnessPal or macros and goals is we don't know what your magic number is. And so some of you will lose weight the entire time without needing to look at macros. Some of you are going to be really sensitive to macros, and we don't know who that's going to be until we watch and we observe. If you don't log, and you don't log precisely by using measuring tools such as scales and cups, then we'll never know, and this will be a complete waste of time. So going into here, you're going to hit edit. This is where you went to change your calories, and by the way, we do not change calories. Our goal is to eventually increase calories. So for month 2 and other months, we do not change calories. So to start out, unless you have been told otherwise, your protein should be set at 40%. Your fats should be set at 25%, and your carbs should be set at 35%. And I don't know why I just read that to you backwards, except for I'm used to talking about protein first. So looking at this, carbs 35, fat 25, and protein 40. And then here is the grams. Now keep in mind, grams are different than percentages, and that is a huge, huge difference. If you click the little arrows here, it will let you change your percentages that way. All right, so from here you hit save changes. Mine did not need to be saved or changed, so that is why it brought me to this. All right, so that is our first lesson. So here I have already put together my day. I've already inputted all of everything that I've eaten for the day, and I did this in advance so that we didn't have to waste our time. So what I did was I went on the meal plan, and I went through and I plugged in verbatim one of the breakfasts. So for this one here, I plugged in the overnight oats, and I did it exactly as the measurements show. I want to show you something when I click on here, how I'm able to either pick ounces, tablespoons, milliliters. So you do have that ability to do that. Once I'm done and I have put this all in, I have at the bottom here my total amount of carbs, fats, proteins. What I want to show you is when you are done with your meal, you could hit quick tools and you could put remember meal. So I'm going to name this meal blueberry oats, and I'm going to save it. So now this is existing in my FitnessPal for future use for me to pull it up and use it again. All right. So what I did for snack, I pulled the Power Snack and I plugged in the cottage cheese with the avocado. Again, I'm going to quick tool this. I'm going to remember the meal. And for this one, I'm going to name it Power Cheese Snack. And I am showing you all this for a reason. All right, so for my lunch here, I selected off of my meal plan. I had a choice of either making this meal a salad or a sandwich. It was my choice, so I decided to make it a sandwich. And so I plugged in my chicken, my kale, my apple. So the apple was a little tricky because I did not want to eat the entire apple. It was not a medium or small or large apple. I actually sliced my apple, put it on the food scale, weighed it. It was 25 grams of apple. And that is how I came up with that amount. I decided to have one slice of bread with my sandwich. And I chose not to have the grapes because the grapes just felt funny to eat on a sandwich. So I omitted the grapes, and that brought me to that for my lunch. Moving on, oh, and let's save this. So next time I eat this, I won't need to worry. So we're gonna name this the Napa Chicken Sandwich. Okay. All right. So my afternoon snack, I went ahead and ate the same exact snack as I did earlier. I just added hot sauce to it. And then for dinner, I had 4 ounces of steak with broccoli and my casein for my bedtime snack. All right, so I was not looking at my macros as I was doing this. I was just eating, looking at my calories. At the end of the day, I have 1,400 calories. I was allowed 1,550. So the rule is I could be over or under by 200. So I nailed that. And because I followed the meal plan, you could see that I was pretty much within range of my macros. That is exactly what's supposed to happen. I was supposed to be around 136 grams of carbs, and I hit 120. For fat, I was supposed to be at 43. I went over a little. Again, we're not going to nail it exactly. If you do, it's a fluke. Protein, I had a little room for a little extra protein. Okay, so now let's look at our day. If I wanted to make this day a perfect day, what can I do to fix some of these things? Well, the biggest problem is that I went over. I'm not so concerned with some of these other ones because I'm within range, and range is 10, 20, 25. You're within range, okay? But let's try and fix these problems. All right, so first of all, carbs. I had 16 carbs left. I could look back and I could go, well, you know what? That apple was pretty good. I'm going to add a little bit more apple to this. So I'm going to double the amount of apple, and I'm going to put 50 grams of apple on my sandwich. All right. So now let's see what it did. It gave me more carbs. All right. Or suppose I wanted to have another slice of bread, because a slice of bread is 16. So instead, why don't I do that? Let's have 2 slices of bread. See what happens. So now I had 2 slices of bread. I'm still within my calories, and I'm still where I need to be with carbs. All right. So looking at this though, my fat's a problem. So I need to go back and look, and remember, you already ate this. So it's not like you can go back and subtract, but for future use, or if you planned ahead and you didn't eat this yet, you can look back and evaluate and say, all right, well, I went over for my carbs here, or I'm sorry, my fat. What can I do to fix this problem? Well, I did have this snack twice, and it was pretty heavy in fat, because you could see here it had 14 grams of fat. So what if I took out this snack completely, right? Omitted the snack, and went through, and I'm still over on fat, but I'm going to go here and I'm going to look for something that might not have quite as much fat, and I found one, and it is going to be my protein shake, and that is protein powder. It also has almond milk. It also has spinach. And it has a banana, half a banana. Now, do I have to put in the cinnamon? I really don't, because that is going to have really no nutritional value in me typing it in. If you want to do it, then you can. It's your choice. Okay, so let's see what happened here. Scrolling down, I'm still within calories. I did go over my fat a little bit. So in this case, you can't beat yourself up. You have to almost look back and see, probably this is the culprit here that has the highest amount of fat. But basically what I'm showing you is how you are able to manipulate. What that did do though is it brought up my protein quite a bit, and it did give me a little bit more balance. And look at my pie, it is perfect. Okay, all right, so one thing I do want to show you is if I want to now go to the next day, oh, I already have that filled out, go to the next day, now I can go add my breakfast. Wait till you see this. I can go to meals, and if I'm going to have my blueberry oats, I can click blueberry oats, and boom, it dumps it all in. But that is not my favorite part. My favorite part is this. Let's say you are going to change this a little bit. You're not going to have blueberries. You are going to instead have raspberries. And I totally spelled that wrong. Now you did not have to enter the whole thing in again. You don't have to resave this, because now this might not be your regular blueberry breakfast because you had raspberries the one time. I want to show you another trick. Lunch. Let's just say you want to have that Napa sandwich again. You can go to Quick Tools. You can go copy from date, pull up Friday, which is when you ate it, and it's going to dump it all in there. Do you see that? But let's just say you're not going to have a sandwich. You are going to instead have a salad. So you want those grapes now. you are going to add the grapes. Oh, how does it not have grapes? There we go. Okay, we're going to add the grapes. And then we are going to add the salad dressing. Okay, now if this is something that you're going to eat regularly, again, you can quick add this. And now you have another meal. It's awesome. So I prefer creating meals for your lunches and your snacks and your breakfasts over creating the recipes. Because when you create a recipe, I see Napa chicken salad. I don't see what you've put in for ingredients. So that's kind of the lowdown. Like I said, we are not going to get ourselves completely wrapped up in trying to meet these. We are just getting ourselves acclimated and adjusted and comfortable to the values of these things. After you understand the values of them, it's going to start making sense. You're going to know that the pile of perfection is really heavy on carbs and that you shouldn't eat the pile of perfection on the same day as you're eating the oatmeal blast, because in your brain and on FitnessPal, you're going to know that those two things are pretty heavy in carb. And again, we don't know. You might get more than the 35% that we are originally allowing you. So, all right. So, brought to you by GFN FitnessPal. Hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it made sense to you. And I certainly hope you give it a try.